Hey everybody, Bradley's Fin9 here. We're back with another weekly episode of POGO News and Spoofing Updates, episode 23. So I'll quickly let you know what to look out for in the next coming week here, what the news and rumors are all about, and what are the current options for people to spoof, because people are curious and people are just hopping in, realizing spoofing's kind of safe right now. And at the end, I'll just kind of show you what currently you could do, show you what's safe and what's working right now, so I'll add that at the end. I'll go through what I got the last week in my main, what I've been able to see and figure out myself. I'll go over some things I found with the raid invites, since I'm inviting all my patrons to raids, and I'd like to say a bunch of them got shinies, and I'm happy to hear that, so thanks for supporting me, and I'm happy to help anyone else who wants to support me. I appreciate it. But on to the other things, we got new stickers coming out, which are pretty cool. I'll show you some of those and what they're about. We got the Com Day votes and how to vote for Community Day, and I'll show you what the exclusive moves are coming out for those two as well, and just what each one vote would entail. Check a 35 Eevee? Not a Shundo. Unfortunately, I still haven't gotten a Shundo since episode 21. Even the Shundo guy himself has his tough times. I've been searching, looking right now, looking for Shundos, and it's still not popping, so have faith. You just gotta have patience and keep looking. Eventually, maybe I'll get 4 in one day. Who knows? RNG works in mysterious ways. And then I'll also touch up on the upcoming Heatran Raids, what Pokemon to use. And I also recently got an update about iTools Bluetooth needing an update, so I'll kind of tell you what that's all about and how to go about that yourself. So let's get to all the good stuff. And I should mention, if you're looking for Mr. Peach, he kind of likes sitting back there. So there he is. Mr. Peach, say hello. Say hello, Mr. P. Hey buds. Alright, so let's get to the video. So let's run through the not very many things I was able to get in the last week in my main. But we got an egg here, so let's hatch this guy. Well, that was garbage. Add it to the pile. I'm working on getting the lucky decks as well. I'll be making a page on my website showing my progress for that if you're interested. You may see a bunch of random Pokemon that I have keeping. I'm just using that as trade bait with my homie. He keeps the Pokemon I still need lucky, and then we keep trading until I get the luckies. Working on that lucky deck. Okay, so as you can see here, I ended off with that Deoxys and got that one Genesect right at the end of the last video. Let's see what I got other than that. So as you can see there, I've got a lucky Heatran shiny 96%, and the 40 means I powered it up to level 40. So as you can see, this was a pretty successful lucky trade. This is with one of my day one supporters. Love that guy, he's the best. And we both had, he wanted a shiny Kyogre. He tried a bunch of raids and never got one. I had extra ones, so I didn't have a shiny Heatran, and his was crappy, so we traded those, and sure enough, he got a 91 or 93% shiny Kyogre, and I got a 96 Heatran, so beautiful trade, powered him up all the way to level 40, so he's pretty fantastic. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, he's the raid guy coming up, so I'll talk more about him later. This was the best IV for a Genesect I was able to grab. Let you know I hit 20 of them, got one shiny at the end, and got this 96 IV as the best one. Here's the beautiful shiny. I really wanted one. Unfortunately, my friend didn't get one. He hit 5 more today before they left. All purple for him, so sorry for all the people who didn't get their shinies. Happy for the people who did get it, and we're looking forward to the Heatrans after this guy. But as you can see, he's got pretty good IVs with perfect attack, 89 IV to be precise. So that's probably the best thing I've caught in the last week. No Shundos to account for. August 6th was the last one I got. Still that Larvitar way back when. Hopefully my luck's going to change soon, but you just got to keep going with it, and RNGesus will hopefully hit you with some shiny luck. So hopefully this is the start of the shiny floodgates. And then the last cool thing that I got, I actually grabbed today. I grabbed level 35 max wild IV hundos if I see a new Pokemon, so especially the Boufflant, the new regional that's only in the New York surrounding areas. Level 35 4-star 100 IV, however you want to say it, so that's a pretty cool addition. And I did put it on my Patreon. If you're people using free iSpoofer or some sort of spoofing thing that needs cords, you could, if you're one of my supporters, you could just request cords, and I'll put up any level 35 max hundo that you're looking for, and I'll help you look for other hundos with cords and things like that. So keep in mind, there's lots of options there. You support me, I'll be more than happy to go out of my way to help you. So unfortunately, that's the best stuff I got this week. Not very much. I got that lucky trade, I got the 96 IV and the shiny Genesect, and then this 35 hundo Bouffalant. So the week wasn't very kind to me, but hopefully upcoming week is going to be better. It's going to be more of a vanilla week since there's no actual event going on. They've got this dragon week coming back, but it's really just the quest that you get to do, the special research, and you get a couple of extra dinos for that research, but there's no spawns, no raids, no nothing, but you get to do the research for the next 5 days, I believe. Okay, so moving on, I'd like to talk a little bit about remote raid passes and what I found out since I've been inviting people and people have asked questions and things like that. So a few things I'd like to mention. If you get invited to a raid, it has to be one of these remote raid passes. If you're asking what I do, I don't spend money on the game. I just get money by hopping myself in gyms and things like that. And then I buy the 3-pack of remote raid passes for $250. So you get 3 raid passes and you save about $50 each time instead of $100 per raid pass. So that's kind of what I spend my money on. And for Deoxys and Genesect, I was using those. But keep in mind, that's how I'd go it. Buy packs of 3 at a time. And now a few little tips to go with those raids. If you get invited to a raid and then you go to it, usually it just says there's 0 in the lobby. Not too sure why. I'm sure they'll fix that eventually, but it's a lie. There could be 14 in there. Just accept it, and then you could see what's in there. If you don't like it, you could back out and you won't use your raid pass, so don't sweat it. Accept the invite and go in there and see if there's actually people in there, because most likely there are, and it's just lying to you. Now, if you come across a raid where you beat the raid boss, but then the timer keeps ticking down and you can't attack and it's all glitched, don't worry. Just force close your game, give it the old double tap, and force close it. Speaking of raid invites, here we go. We got a raid invite to a Heatran right there. I don't want to use a remote raid pass. Either way, once you force close and then reopen the game, your invite will still be there and you could go back to the raid and it'll instantly just put you into the catch screen. So don't worry, you don't get screwed. Just force close your game and get back into the fray before the raid timer ticks down. Like if the clock on top of the gym is ticked down, then you can't go back and get them. Make sure you go back to the raid and catch a Pokemon before that ticks down. That's how you get around the glitch raids. And then one more thing, if you're wondering whether it affects cooldown, because I was wondering this too. So if you're spoofing around teleporting and then you accept a raid invite, it will lock you in wherever you accepted the raid. So if I accepted a raid right now, this is Zaragoza, Spain, if you were wondering. If someone in Philadelphia wanted me to raid, went and raided with the remote raid pass invite, I would be locked in here in Zaragoza. So don't think your cooldown wouldn't be affected and I could go catch some somewhere else. You'll be locked in. So if you're teleporting somewhere where you don't know where the hell you are and you accept a raid invite and battle that raid, you're locked in the middle of nowhere, wherever that was. So keep in mind, put yourself somewhere that you want to be locked into before accepting a raid if you are spoofing. Now on to the Community Day votes coming up. You could see that thing I made there. That was the thing I made before the official word came out. So the one thing on there that's not true, the Alolan Grimer will not be in the wild. It'll only be in raids and eggs. So that makes him even a worse option. Don't choose Grimer, please. On the full topic, as you can see, Porygon most likely will get voted because it's the only non-shiny released. That will get Tri-Attack. The Caterpie will get Hurricane. The Charmander Charizard will get Dragon Breath. And the Grimer and the Muck, or I guess the Muck when you evolve it, will get the Fire Punch. So, not very exciting in my opinion. If you're asking my vote, it's probably going to be Porygon Caterpie, because I only have one Shundo Caterpie and no Shundo Porygons. I got the full fam of Charmander, I got the full fam of Grimer. Those would be kind of disappointing if you ask me, but hey, everyone's got their own reasons and it's going to be what it's going to be. So if you want to know when to vote, you can see it right there. It's going to be the 22nd of August at 6 p.m. Pacific time to August 23rd, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So you'll have a 24-hour window starting August 22nd at 6 p.m. Pacific, and you could go to their Twitter page, Pokémon GO, and vote on there. Then the results will come out later, and the winner will get the first September Community Day, and then the runner-up will be the Community Day for October. So hope everyone is kind of excited, at least for Porygon, and then we'll see what's going on with the other ones. So that's the wrap-up for the next Community Days. In other news, we got a cool little update where they've added some new stickers to the gifts, which is pretty cool if you ask me. I like these stickers. It's exciting to be able to give to your special friends and things like that. One thing I'd like to point out, if someone else may have noticed, the Bulbasaur used to say bye. And I always felt it was kind of weird and sent mixed messages, like why would you tell your friend bye? You want to keep sending them gifts and say hello. Why would you make some say bye? And then I noticed they just took bye away and it's just Bulbasaur waving. So I feel that's a lot better, and they added these cool new ones. So I'm really liking these. A few of them are exclusive to the shop, I believe, but most of them you could get from opening gifts, and even spinning stops you could acquire a few of them from. Okay, now to touch up on the next raid boss coming out, he'll be available on today, August 21st at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So that means, keep in mind, when it starts on 1 p.m., that's when the raid eggs start, and then they don't hatch for about an hour, 45 minutes or whatever. So keep in mind you won't really see the raids until around 2 o'clock. But nevertheless, you'll be able to hit this guy until September 10th at 1 p.m. whenever the next raid guy comes out. We'll see who that is. But as you can tell, that's 2 weeks longer than the last few Ultra Unlock weeks had raid bosses. So that kind of makes me think we might be up for some cool legendary special weekends and things like that, so keep in tune for those. I'll be making sure to hit everyone with all the important info every week. So to give you a little bit of insight, as you can see here, I'm pretty happy with the Heatrans. I told you I just got the lucky shiny 96, and I've got a 98 IV regular, but I'll still be hitting up at least one a day. And if you want invites to that, make sure to message me on Patreon. And if you are good and don't need these anymore, make sure to message me as well so that I can invite everyone I can. But I'll also tell you what to use as counters, because obviously that's what a lot of people want to know. So this guy is double weak to ground, so if you have any strong ground Pokemon, you're going to just want to use those guys. You won't need too many in a raid, and if you have a bunch in a raid, just use your best ground guys, you'll be able to survive. But one little tip here, I will be making a little post for Pogo Shiny Hunter based on Heatran and his info and the counters, general counters you want to use, but I'll show you a trick how to find them yourself as well. So there's one app, you may have heard of it before, called Pokegenie. It's over on Mr. Peach's head there on his left ear. So this app here is a very useful app. So if you're playing legit and you want to know IVs and things like that, you can just take screenshots of your Pokemon and get them rated over here, and it tells you other things as well. So if you go up here, it is a free app, by the way. As you can see, that's the name, Pokegenie, if you want to look it up. But if you go to Battle Simulator, you could actually find the counters to raid Pokemon, to any Pokemon you want. So keep in mind, very handy. This is where most people find information. I'm sure there's other ways to find out, but this is where I find it, so I'll tell you how to do it yourself. So if you have Pokegenie, you could go to current, but I just kind of do all. Like if it's coming up and not out yet, it won't be on the list. But as you can see, there's Heatran, so we'll use him. Scroll down the list, it tells you the CP of what he'll be in the raid. Weather, you just do extreme unless if you want to see specifically what weather, you could pick the weather. That would work best for you because weather boosts certain types. But if you hit extreme, it won't tell you the weather difference, just in general. Friendship level doesn't matter. No dodge, you want to just attack information. And then instead of my Pokemon, make sure to hit all Pokemon. Then it'll show you all options. You do DPS if you want, but I feel damage dealt works good enough. And then hit find top counters, and it'll give you a full list. And then this is where people will pick and choose what to put on post. So I'll kind of find my most general ones to grab. Sometimes it's Jirachi and Mew, and those aren't really easy to get, or obviously able to get movesets that easy, so those usually aren't suggested. But as you can see here, ground Garchomp, #1 counter. It even tells you what type of damage, so it'll do 52% damage. With a perfect one, tells you a bunch of different stats, so it's got a lot of cool stuff here. So as you can see, Garchomp, Rhyperior, Landorus, Groudon, even Rhydon, Seismitoad kind of gets in there, Flygon, Swampert with ground. As you can see, the ground guys really do it. But clearly there's the upper echelon up here. Garchomp, Rhyperior, Landorus, and Groudon are all big powerhouses. If you have any of those guys, power them up. Use your Stardust, battle away those Heatrans with those guys. So I hope everyone gets good luck with their Heatrans, gets good IVs and shinies out there. You could get up to September 10th, you could hit this guy. So a few weeks to try and get those shinies and IVs. So good luck, everybody. Okay, last but not least, I'll touch up on all the spoofing information and what's going on there. So the current things that I consider safe and work for spoofing right now is iSpoofer / iPogo. Don't think the direct download will work, though. It does not work. It hasn't worked in a long, long time. There are options to do it though if you use Pokédex Experience, IPA Store, or what's that other one called? App Valley. If you use any of those, there are ways to get the download without using a PC. You could just use your device. Get IPA Store or the other options that I mentioned. It's a paid service but not too expensive, and then you could constantly download the iSpoofer that way and keep up to date with the IPAs and watch my video on how to install that. That has helped a lot of people. But the free way, as long as you have a PC, I'm sorry if you don't, there's not much I could do about it, but it's helped tons of people. I get comments every day. I love you, thanks, it's helped. Oh man, I've looked at videos. It's so hard to trust things on YouTube. You never know. And then I found this video. Thank you. Tons of videos like that. I don't like to pump my own tires, especially when it comes to trying to push videos, because I know it can seem kind of slimy and people like to push fake stuff. But if you know me and been watching me, I keep it real all the time. Good vibes all the time. I'm a good person. I'm never going to try and scam people and get views just for the sake of getting views, even though I'm screwing people and they're not enjoying what they're viewing. So just like to put that out there. So that option is called AltStore. You could go watch that video to get iSpoofer on your device. You just have to reinstall, redo it every week. It's easy to do though. It takes 2 minutes every week to have to do. You've seen it in my other videos. iSpoofer's still rocking on this one. Rocking tons of extra accounts, just doing different things on there. Working on the PokeShop page on my website. I'll be finally getting that up to date. I finally got the Discord page up on my website working, so if you go to the Spoofing Vault and you want Discord invites, you can find it there easily. There's a blue button there that said Discord invites, and then you can pick the one you want, and I have the links to all the invites there for the important stuff, so you can find information yourself. I hope you like that one. I'm finally have more time to work on the website and things like that. Now, as far as the way that I'm spoofing on my main, still using iTools, as I've told you before. There's iTools Mobile, which is this device here, and then there's the iTools Bluetooth. So I've made 2 videos on that. I've kind of been popping them up there if you want to see where to buy them, and then how to set it up and how safe it is, things like that. So personally, it's the safest way to go. You use the original Pokemon app while using an iTools app to change your location of your actual device. So I've been rocking that. It's really fun. I'm enjoying it. It's still safe. But unfortunately, to let you know right now, the iTools Bluetooth and the iTools Mobile are both out of stock. I'll update my Patreon, and you can go check that Discord link that I told you on my website I set up. They'll let you know on there as well, on the iTools Discord, when it's back in stock. So keep your eyes out. I'll let you know on the video whenever I find it coming out, and all my patrons will know right away when I find that information out. So unfortunately, there's no option for that right now. And I'd like to point out, the only way to get banned right now for spoofers is if you use the PC version of iTools and don't follow the set of rules that you have to follow to not get banned, because you use the computer to change your device's location, which can get screwed up between, and if you change it without having the app open and things like that, it could get you banned. So don't think it's unavoidable to get banned if you use the PC version. It is possible. And if you come across any other install service to be able to change your phone's location that you have not heard of from me, I wouldn't trust it. I get people telling me, oh, I tried this, tried spoofing, and I got a ban. I tried this thing to change my phone's location, Dr. Phone, Wondershare. There's other things. Don't trust them just because it sounds good on their website. Like I said, there's lots of greasy things on the internet. Don't trust everything you see. So basically, that's all for the updates right now. Spoofing's still good. There hasn't been any ban on anyone using the iSpoofer or iTools Mobile or Bluetooth. I'm still looking into the iOS 13 bypass. As mentioned before, if you're iOS 13, you're only limited to 15 kilometers from your location using iTools. There used to be a bypass that's kind of been fixed or screwed up with the new iOS updates or whatever. So I'm looking into that, and I'll update you when I find the information on that. So I hope you liked this video and got pumped on all the information coming up with the Heatrans, ready to hit those guys and everything else to do with the POGO community and spoofing. So I hope everyone out there is loving Pokemon Go, having fun, keeping good vibes, being good people, and I hope to see you in my next video. See you, everybody!